What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part, I want to say, 28-ish of my Total Warhammer 3 Vilitch the Curseling Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we continue destroying the forces of Lokhir Felhart, who only seems to have just the one army, Lokhir's own army, remaining. In addition to that, in a massive battle, Vilitch once again took another territory belonging to the decadent host here, and Siggy is now down to 1, though it may increase if he manages to take the frozen city from Crone Hellebron, though I guess that remains to be seen. I actually imagine that he'll probably either siege it or continue moving this way. Kind of hard to tell. Though I suppose now that the Aghole are his enemy, he could also move down here to try to take Shagrath. I guess we shall see. But either way, Vilitch is poised to forcibly vassalize yet another faction. Now, with regards to the beginning of this episode, there's a couple things that we want to do here. First of all, we have a lot of cash to spend, so let's begin that. And then we're going to probably try and attack Lokhir. In fact, wait. If we are going to attack Lokhir, perhaps we want to make use of some more elite units, because we don't know what's in his army, like, at all. It could be a bunch of elites, and Tamar's army, obviously, while okay, is not very elite at all. Now, he has a couple flamers already. We could give him a soul grinder. Oh, we don't have a Lord of Change anywhere, so we could give him a Lord of Change, though, to be honest, you know what? That would give us the ability to use Pink Fires, which Tamar doesn't have the ability to use, so there may be a good reason to do that. And it may even be worthwhile to get a Chaos War Shrine in here as well, though I'm not entirely sure on what we would delete for it. You know what? I like the idea of the Lord of Change, and honestly, maybe not on the Chaos War Shrine. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't survive here. It just wouldn't survive. Yeah, let's do something like that, and then we'll try to attack him here. Now, is there anything we could do with regards to changing of the ways? Can't muddle his mind, unfortunately, which would be great. We could drain magic, presuming that he actually has a sorceress in here, and I would imagine that he should. Although, wait, he doesn't have a symbol. Wait. Just out of curiosity, can we always see a symbol if there's a sorcerer in there? Like, for example... Oh, man, gotta be kidding me. Does nobody have a sorcerer? Let's say you. Ragnar, cool. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. You have spread corruption and spread fear by virtue of your units here. And I was not trying to rhyme, but I did, so deal with it. Lokhir doesn't have any symbols, which might mean he has no sorceress at all, so it might be pointless to drain him of magics. Well, that's interesting. But anyway, let's spend some cash now that we've done that. You are actually okay. You are going to actually... Wait. You're switching to Insights of the Void? Yeah, that's fine. Nangao, in one turn, you're going to be ready to get upgraded, so let's actually switch you to Exploit Vassals, then. As Eastern Steps, you got 3 turns, but for now, do nothing. You have to switch to Exploit Vassals in 2 turns, so in fact, let's just do it now, because otherwise I'll forget. Blood Marshes, you look good to me. Plains of Zanbaijin, you are good as well, though perhaps we upgrade this to level 3 while we're here. Warpstone Desert, definitely. Money. And I think we can hold off on the Armored Tower for now, but let's get the Vassal Emissary here. Alrighty, Bloodfire Falls, definitely money. And we could upgrade you, but there's no actual benefit to doing so, so perhaps we just go for the Flesh Tapestry instead. Yeah. Alrighty, and then lastly, Eternal Lagoon. So money out of here, and then tower out of here. Beautiful. And I believe that's all we can do. Hey. That's all we can do for now. Looks good to me, man. 40,000 gold disappears so damn fast. Actually, that reminds me. We should probably take Floating Mountain back to reduce the cost, shouldn't we? Yeah. I was thinking that we used to have such good money now that we needed a lot more to upgrade more territories, we actually need more money, which I was not originally expecting, but okay. Also, Barbros the Gatewatcher. Before I forget, you're actually able to go to Ascent to Demonhood. I guess the only question is whether we want to. Honestly, these things are all not that great, and Open Dies is kind of terrible. But we could just get Open Dies again if we try this. I hope I don't regret this. Although, wait. You're currently a former adept of Shaman. You will become an... Huh, wait. if we Demon Prince you, you're going to lose... Oh, that's not good. No, we know we can't do that. We can't do that unless we get another sorcerer in here. A Tzeentch sorcerer. Because currently you are a metal sorcerer. If you ascend to Demonhood of Tzeentch, you will become a half metal sorcerer, half Tzeentch sorcerer, which will mean you will lose the ability to cast pink fires altogether, which is quite necessary. It's just too good of a spell, which means we shouldn't level him up, at least not yet. We'll see about getting him a replacement for some stuff. In fact, if we could take a look at sorcerers right now, let's say here at Nangao. Actually, no, you can only look at these, but oh, we got an exalted hero though. Let's check you out. You have Mortal Champion, Unbreakable, and Vanguard deployment for Chaos Knights. Well, I did want to get a Chaos Knight army. I mean, this is okay. I think somebody else also has Chaos Knight leader. Maybe we'll hold on to you for now, but we might delete you afterward. Sorcerer though. We have Unearthly Reflexes and Infernal Dominance on you. Third Eye of Tzeentch on one of the Fire Sorks. There's certainly potential there. Especially if you were to evolve to a Tzeentch Sorcerer after. And then you would be able to keep Kindle Flame. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility, because I was thinking we put a Sorcerer in here, although technically you're a Sorcerer Lord. You know what, maybe we'll hold off on that, because we'd have to cancel stuff anyway. Now, what we have to do to begin this episode is see about attacking Lokhir then. If we can once again manage to kill him, his faction will be pretty much done. Well, let's give it a try. This is going to be dangerous, so I should have given you items. Valiant Defeat, what do you have here? You certainly have a bunch of Shades, a bunch of Dark Riders, a lot of ranged units. No artillery, however. The Feral Manticore might be a bit of an issue, as it would be difficult to deal with it. Huh, I do wonder. A Feral Manticore versus a Lord of Change in the air, who would win? Stats-wise, it looks like the Manticore is stronger. Close to it, but looks stronger. A little bit more of everything, including armor. Plus he's got a lot of veterancy on these. Damn, look at those Blackheart Corsairs, 55 melee attack. That's pretty nasty. Alright, well, nonetheless, I do think that we gotta give it a try. We will have to be careful and make every unit count, but if we can pull it off, it'll be pretty great. And if we can't pull it off, well, this army's being alive doesn't matter all that much. So let's give it a try cinematically. Alrighty, so be it. This one, I think, should be pretty darn interesting. We have Lokhir Fellheart to contend with, and we've got some interesting units that I suppose we haven't seen thus far in this campaign, namely the Lord of Change, as well as our Goblin Rocklobbers. We'll see how well these do, though I would really love to replace them with Warp Lightning Cannons as fast as possible, as I feel like the direct fire artillery are going to come in a lot more handy, and we'll be able to dish out more damage to more elite troops, and are, well, just better in pretty much every single way. Alrighty, so let's let the Goblin Rocklobbers fire and open this battle. Any day now. You guys are in range, don't act like you're not. See what I mean? Definitely in range. They're moving forward a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe there was a tiny hill in front of them or something and they refused to fire. No, well. And oh, look at the enemy. They're actually firing on a couple of our Forsaken units. I was hoping that they wouldn't be able to get any shots off through these trees, but it looks like a fairly decent amount are actually making it through. Oh well, not a big deal. Now the enemy's going to move most of its range forward immediately with a ton of those Blackheart Corsairs with handbows as well as those Shades. And ironically, we probably want to keep the Blackheart Corsairs with handbows fighting in range, where we can just destroy them in range as well. Mostly so that we don't have to concern ourselves with their fairly decent melee attacks. A decent use of Burning Head with our Flamers following up with additional fires, a blue and red flame working together. We just need some pink flame to be added to the mix and we'll be golden. Ah, there we go. Hopefully this Burning Head moves through a decent amount of the enemy troops, though the enemy army is certainly approaching us. Lokhir Felhard is here as well, and he's going to open up with a Dragon Breath, a Black Dragon Breath, noxious gas effect on our Marauders, though I think it was probably a waste to use that on Marauders rather than something else. It looks like the enemy Dark Riders have been absolutely obliterated by our unit of Poison Wind Globadiers here, though the Poison Wind Globadiers got more than halved in terms of their HP by the Shades and the Dark Riders in reprisals, so not so much quite a win there. Indeed, it seems that the enemy army is focusing our Poison Wind Globadiers, which is a great move because they're probably the most powerful unit that we have in terms of damage, together with our regular Flamer units, though obviously those wouldn't be particularly useful against something like Lokhir. We'll have to see exactly where Lokhir lands, because he's going to be a pretty big concern. I'm going to open up a Chaos Portal, as well as send in our Forsaken to try to hold ground against the enemy mobs in the trees here, mostly to allow our more powerful range units to get some work done and continue destroying the enemy Shades, burninating them with our Flamers. Looks like Lokhir has actually decided to go after our Lord of Change there. Interesting. Alrighty, rather than landing, he's going to give chase to the Lord of Change. This, of course, means that we cannot make any use of our Lord of Change, but it also means that the enemy cannot make any use of Lokhir while he's busy chasing. And all the while he's doing that, our range units are destroying their ranged units, and will then switch to their melee units right after. In fact, I would think that Lokhir would have been better off just landing on top of either our Flamers or our Poison Wind Globadiers and taking them off the field so that they wouldn't be unable to do anything, or even our Goblin Rock Lobbers. Bad move, AI, bad move. And he's used Dreaded Duelist as well, even though he can't actually reach our Lord of Change as he continues to run. We're also still holding our unit of Chaos Spawn, as well as our Chaos Warhounds in reserve for when the melee units are properly engaged, which is pretty much about to happen, as the Forsaken are about done. And on this side, we've already had to engage with our spawn, though our range units, as we can see, continue to dish out fire damage to the enemy infantry. Fortunately, it looks like most of their Shades are at this point done, and we can start focusing on ripping blobs of infantry apart. We just saw these guys were both at full HP, and now they're both lower than half and about to rout. Can't quite see what's happening to them due to all the effects on the field, but that's okay. I do imagine our own Marauders suffered quite a bit from all that fire, but you know, once again, 'tis the nature of Tzeentch. Alrighty, and let's see, let's take stock of what's going on here. It looks like most of the enemy Shades are running or otherwise have routed. There is a single unit of Shades here that's fighting against Marauders of Tzeentch, but the spawn are about to join in, and when they do, I'm sure those Shades will be done for. Over on this side of the battlefield, however, the enemy are having a little bit of a better time. They've moved through the trees, basically destroyed our Forsaken, and are ready to move towards our Flamers. We're going to counteract that by sending our Aspiring Champions to hold the ground as long as possible. Also looks like the Doomfire Warlocks are doing pretty damn decent damage to our spawn, especially with the Soul Blight down upon them, so we do have to be a little bit careful and maybe try to kill the Doom Knights with some range before they rip us apart here. Looks like it's a one-to-one sort of thing, with this flank going their way mostly, and the other flank definitely going our way. Doomfire Warlocks did a lot better with the shock damage than I was expecting. It's okay though, the line of Aspiring Champions together with the spawn should be able to hold them for quite a bit and allow our units to either regroup or dish out additional damage via range. Also, just out of curiosity, how much damage have you guys done by now? 16 kills, oh wait, that's not the Marauders, 135 kills on these guys and 9.4k damage, 3 points escape. So one of them did well and one of them not so much, which I guess the one that was focusing on the Shades barely did anything, whereas the one that was focusing on the infantry here and did much better. Fair enough. As expected, yet another Burning Head coming down because, well, we don't have much of a choice in the matter. Gotta use the spells we got. And the Doomfire Warlocks do still continue to fight. Here comes that bolt of change on the enemy units and more fires burninating them. Black Ark Corsairs gotta go before they dish out too much damage. Flames shouldn't be too effective against our own Aspiring Champions or Chaos Spawn, I would think, and probably will be able to damage the enemy infantry a lot more by the looks of it. Doomfire Warlocks are now nearly done, though our Hurt Poison Wind Globadiers are gonna have to be very careful. One charge from them will probably take them out, but hopefully the Poison Winds will take them out before they can manage it. Otherwise, as we can see, most of the enemy units are routing. There is a Manticore that's at full HP, roughly, but it is completely surrounded by the spawn that were on the rightmost flank, where we had our victory. And indeed, it seems that the battle has definitely gone in our favor now. Both the armies have lost quite a bit of troops, but ours has lost quite a lot less. In fact, we have 3 times as many troops as they do. And I once again want to point out that Lokhir is still chasing that Lord of Change. Again, this means that we were able to get... well, actually, we did manage to use our pink fires as we flew here, as well as both our blue fires, so really, it's just the melee aspect, and I guess the terror of the Lord of Change that we missed out on here. Certainly a worthy trade for a Lokhir, because the rest of his army is done. Lovely. Alrighty, well, we just gotta make sure that they don't come back, so burninate, kill, slash, whatever you can do to prevent them from rallying, while we still kill that Manticore that's still fighting, and the single unit of Shades, which is currently fighting a unit of Spears. And while the Shades should be better in melee than the Spears, they should also get overwhelmed, eventually. Especially once the doggos come around in that little column that they tend to do nowadays, and hit them in the back. Any day now, doggos. Oh, did the Marauders rout first? Ha. This was not meant to be. Nope. Oh, it looks like the Shades routed instead. Beautiful. Never mind. Shades are done. The chain route is here, and it looks like Lokhir is the only one on the field. Or actually, it's not a chain route yet. And just the Manticore and the Shades routed pretty much simultaneously, and I do think that the Manticore is done for. Well done to the spawn. Looks like they only lost a single unit to that Manticore. Huh. A very nice, very nicely effective there. This is why you gotta use Manticores in multiples rather than sending them off like that. Well, in the campaign, anyway. Alrighty, just Lokhir now remains, and without units on the ground, the enemy is forced to land and attack, so you better land, Lokhir, or else you'll die. Now, I don't see Unbreakable, though he does have a Crown of Command that he could use on himself. Damn, and look at the balance of power. Lokhir by himself is worth almost as much as the rest of our entire army combined, so we do gotta be careful. We do still have our Poison Wind Globadiers, which are anti-large, however, so as long as he's focusing other things, we should be able to dish out a decent amount of damage to him. I'm gonna use a Fireball on him to try to do a tiny amount of damage, though it doesn't look to be all that effective thus far. But here come the Poison Winds. He's gonna land and go after our Lord, and we're just gonna zigzag and run around so that he pounces into nothing while continuing to take range damage. There we go. Then we're going to send in our Marauders, who are obviously all going to get killed by our own ranged units, but that's fine. They just need to serve as a distraction. And let's see the damage here. Well, damage isn't super great thus far at about 25% of HP. However, his leadership is tanking very quickly, dropping to about half of what it was before, maybe even lower. And there we go, minus 55. He is wavering. Army losses and damage to himself appears to be sufficient. And he can't fly around either. He has to land, so I do believe Lokhir is done as well. Yeah, gotta say, the enemy army completely screwed itself, or Lokhir screwed over his own army by going after that Lord of Change and not participating. Maybe it makes sense for him to have tried to take on the scariest unit on the field by himself, but considering the fact that he couldn't catch it, made it really unfortunate. Well done to this army, and this very much cripples the faction, doesn't it? Well, there we go. You know, I gotta say, I think we did pretty darn well there. Lokhir was obviously distracted by the Lord of Change the entire time, but considering this was an ad hoc army that we just sort of raised in a turn or two, and is not elite, our Lord is level 4, I think that went darn well. Now, we got souls and money, or we got replenishment, though I do imagine that we should be able to auto-resolve what remains of the army here, so maybe the healing isn't super necessary. And then again, he might run with a full stack and we might have to give chase. Do we want to risk that? You know what, I think we don't. Let's enslave the captives instead. Yeah, he is going to run, and we are, by the looks of it, not going to be able to catch him, which means he will move to Nancheng. We will... Immunity to Storm and Reef Attrition. Honestly, that one's kind of meh. Let's Path to Glory unlocked, and yeah, we can't reach him. Would have been nice, but now that that army is dead, how about that vassalage? Become vassal. We will trade you City of Shigengan. 34. Yeah, that seems not super likely. 1 point moved from 5k. Yeah, so 33, so is not gonna happen. Once again, they do it for Wei Jin, but to give up a level 4 or 5 Dark Fortress, not for a faction, not for a mere vassalization, I don't think so. This gives us 3.3k per turn, and let's see. Yeah, he won't even be giving us this much money as a vassal. And if we take all of his territory, or at least most of his territory, I don't think it'll change. As in, we could just give it to another ally who would give us the same amount of cash that he would, at least roughly. Even though he would be a strong vassal, I just don't see the need. Then I think what we'll do is we'll move you briefly to our own territory, since we can't give chase, wherein you will heal, and then we will hopefully next turn replace the 1 unit that you lost. Lovely. And since he has no armies, he shouldn't be able to defend himself. I'm actually surprised that he won't vassalize minus Wei Jin. Is Wei Jin even a part of his own territory? No, it isn't. He just really wants it because it's been leveled up for a while. Which, you know, fair enough, but not gonna happen. That does mean that he gives more value to built up territories, but we can't build up other territories, so... yeah. Maybe if we go on and siege several locations at the same time, maybe he'll be a little bit more likely or inclined to go for it. I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. Alrighty, well with that, I do believe we're pretty much done this turn. Ragnar Zorateller, you still can move, and ignoring the Falls of Doom, and keeping Zarnagrand, you, my friend, are going northward towards Karak Vlag and towards Karak Doom, hopefully before the orcs get here. We may even have to tell the orcs to capture something specific so that they don't take any of our dark fortresses. Otherwise, I don't really care who holds any of the Badlands territories, as long as we get our fortresses. Now, Dusty Legbiter, you are in a siege, so we'll have to have you fight shortly. And just real quick. And Assassin, you can certainly assassinate something. Let's go after Goldtooth. Nobody seems to like Goldtooth, so everybody will be friendlier for extra hero actions against them. Unfortunately, it did fail. Tech Thieves. You got 3 turns remaining on you, so let's keep heading you out to Karak Vlag. Tech Thief, you've got 5 turns, which ain't too bad. But keep heading out here so we can see what we see. I want to see exactly where all of Bilakor's territories are, because obviously we want to vassalize him as well. And I believe that's it, minus Dusty. So Dusty, you're going to have an attack real quick here. Close victory. How much do we have in the way of range? Honestly, not a lot, but we do have the Rusty Errors, which are armor pierce or armor sundering, so that's okay. Let's just do this as a real quick, regular style battle. And we'll move on afterwards. Man, we got so much territory to trade to allies, but we ain't doing it until we figured out what's going on with Lokhir and with the western provinces. Honestly, I would like to declare war on a few more factions, but I feel like we shouldn't do that until Lokhir either joins us or we destroy him, until we figure out what's going on there. Because obviously we'll want him to join war against more factions. Though wait, if we vassalize him, won't he immediately declare war on them as well? Yeah, but then it'll make us look weaker if we declare war on more factions, which means we will be less likely to vassalize him. Okay, fair enough, game, fair enough. Let us advance through, let's say, this little road area here, or bridge or path or whatever. Spider Riders up front. You can apply some range damage, and then same with you guys. Okay, you know what? I don't like that. Let's put you here, let's put you here, put you here. We have to be careful about the enemy lord, as well as the enemy range unit, so you guys can move in here. Hopefully there's nobody to defend this place. Everybody else move together. Let's say right here. Cav, do we want to maybe set up some Cav units somewhere, like right here? Why not? Wait, not you. You should be back here. You, and you. All of you back here to maybe move in. Let's make you a separate group. Let's say group 4. And then the trolls are going to be our main line, really. And you're going to go up the path. Like so. And the archers obviously need to be here as well. Alright, so who have we forgotten, if anybody? Oh, we have a few basic units? Yeah, fine. Fine. Gobbo's in front, Biggins behind them. Like so. It doesn't really matter how they're deployed, and then you guys can be behind them in a massive blob. You will advance together as group 2. Archers are going to be group 3. You two can also advance as group 1, and I believe I'm more or less happy with that. Let's make you guys, though, go over here instead. Alright, that's about it. Start battle. And open fire, please. Oh, wow, they have a lot more range units than I had realized. My bad, my bad. You guys all move in. Spiders and other Cav, move out. Move out. Let's not have you get killed like that. You can use Vindictive Glare, though. And what do you have here, by the way? Skull, Wand of Kaloth, weapon damage, and melee attack. Okay, so not even a big deal. Direct damage, don't even try it. Okay, sure. Affect one enemies in range. Let's go for the Lothern Seaguard if you can reach them. Otherwise, group 2 move in. Alright, archers will move, and damn, you guys took a lot of damage real quick, didn't you? Okay, now, other units. Here, here. Try to move there, and then Cav. Move to cap this, and then the main location afterwards. Although you could go after and pin these archers together between you. It might not be a bad idea. Alright, first of all, you are going to go after... Where's that Lothern Seaguard unit? That... I lost sight of it somehow. I guess this is another one, so let's do that. There we go, some direct damage. Let's go Vindictive Glare. Group 2, you are in. Group 1, you are in as well. You keep running around, but be careful. Use the Forbidden Rod, however. Ranged units, let's move you up here. Move another one here. You guys. Move out right there to help out. Alright, that looks good to me. How's the Cav looking? Looks pretty good. You. Cap. You. Move in to hit the enemy shortly. And you know what? One of you should be sufficient here. One of you go here. Say you. Up here to cap this. You two cap this and then get ready to hit the enemy in the back. Alright, and let's separate some trolls a little bit. You go after the enemy lord as well. And gotta remember that the trolls have pretty poor leadership, so we can't let them do their own thing. What is this sneaky stabbing? Let's put it on, let's say you. Troll unit attacking lots of enemies. And Skull Wand. Pop that. Good. Looks good. These guys are moving into protected, so you guys are going to go around and then hit the archers there. You are going to stick around here, however, because once the enemy reacts to other units capturing, we should be okay. Now, you guys back up, but you don't get damaged anymore. You guys keep firing on those archers. You switch to those Lothern Seaguard. The rest of you move through, minus you guys. Kill the enemy lord, please. And do we want to Vindictive Glare these guys? Yeah, why not? Can't hurt. Oh, damn, those towers look like they're doing a decent amount of damage to us. And here come the Cav. Quite literally. Alrighty, and get ready to sneaky stab in some enemy archers. You guys move back in and try to attack the enemy archers here. Rest of you have nearly killed the enemy lord. Try to break through the line. Although, you know what? No. Screw it. And go through the enemy ranks of their archers here. These are not Lokhir and Seaguard. These are regular archers as well, so you should be able to kill them just fine. And right there. And where's that other cav unit? Oh, it's getting chased. That's funny. Not gonna matter that much because we're much faster. Alright, that looks good. That looks good. You guys need to move forward and break through. This really should have been auto-resolvable, but what can you do? And let's have you kill the Lokhir and Seaguard in the back. Goblin Wolf Riders chase those archers until they rout, and then go for the enemy capture point. You guys go for other enemy capture point. I want those towers silenced as soon as possible. Alrighty, and then you, archer unit, are no longer needed here. In fact, you know what? Go after this tower. And honestly, you guys can go after this tower as well. Otherwise, it's just gonna get too annoying. Alright, you guys have stopped the enemy archers from firing. Good. Huh, where did those spears go? I have no idea. But it doesn't matter because the battle's over. Well done, orcs. And gobos, not to leave out the gobos. In fact, there weren't a lot of orcs in this army, were there? There's one unit of archers, one unit of biggins, and then the black orc boss, but everything else is all gobbo. So really, this was a gobbo victory. Gobbo supremacy. Somewhere a tear just rolled down Skarsnik's face there. Alright, come on. So close, there we go. And occupy the place, not that we need it. But this is still a territory that we may want to give to our allies. Plus, we want to heal up here, which is the main thing. There's a few more territories that perhaps we will want to raise, but I do think that we should try to get Kugat to join us. Now, in terms of whatever remains this turn, we are good. Let's see, we probably have a little bit of cash that we could spend, though I think we got all the money building, so we could at least get you. There you go. Alrighty, the rest of that I'm pretty happy with, and we're ready to end the turn. Though we are out of time, I am curious to see if anything interesting will happen. So let's skip the rest of this damage building. Let's repair you, because we're probably going to give this to the rats. Ah, if only we could actually afford that. And you're still a bamboo crossing. What are you guys doing? Please stop that. Quick deal, also while we're at it. Become vassal 25 on the Warherd of the One Eye. Getting a little bit closer, I think. I think they were at 30 before. They do like us more, presumably because we're in more wars. Gorger Rock. Yeah, it's 21. Gotta get there. Yeah, if we could give them granite spikes, although I'm not sure that we can. Because it's not a blood ground. But I do imagine that they want Gorger Rock. They would probably want it more if we could give them granite spikes. If we could trade the orcs, Karak Vrag, for granite spikes, and then we should probably tell them to occupy Blackfang. Oh, which is also a blood ground. Interesting. You know, I'm actually... Wait, there was a little ogre army there, weren't there? I was gonna make a little tiny army to occupy that, but I guess while the ogres are there, we can't do so. Yeah, well, we'll try to figure out what to do with the Beastmen at some point, but it'll have to be next time, most likely. Either way, though, I believe that's it for this particular turn. So, Insights of the Void for you for just a couple more turns. 4 more turns until we're done our research? No, still 6, okay. The next turn. Looks like Poxmakers will not be attacking us this turn. Wonder whether they'll be running. And oh, hello, Imric has arrived at Black Fortress. Okay, that's interesting. That'll mean you have to go back around to deal with him. And on top of that, we'll probably have to raise a temporary lord there to defend, because we obviously don't want to lose the Dark Fortress. Still, I'd really love to play a defensive siege. Have we even gotten any defensive sieges in this campaign since, like, the beginning? I don't remember any. It's been a while, that's for damn sure. Gotta try to make one happen at least. And still doesn't look like anybody's going to attack us this time around. I do have to wonder what the, what is this? Cool are your vassals. Martial responsibilities, construction costs. Nah, we can't have that. Well, let's get the allegiance and let's get him some XP, I guess. Punish their transgressions. Rebellion in nobler country, it does not matter. Amateur discovered all over the place, irrelevant as well. Imminent rebellion, irrelevant. And just out of curiosity again, minus 22. It grows. It definitely grows. Love it. Soon. A few more vassals and maybe he'll even, he'll just straight up go for it. But anyway, we'll have to find out if we can manage to do that next time, because we are at this point out of time. Oh no. No. Where are you going? How much would it cost to get your army? Do we have any quests for you? I really would prefer that you don't take that. Damn. He might go after the Silver Tower of Sorcerers and destroy them before we can vassalize them. Oh no. And it looks like, wait, did you lose your last army? You did, but you won't vassalize until we kill you. How quickly can you get there, Vilitch? We might have to also raise a temporary lord here. We can't, well actually you could kill him. Yeah, that's fine. You have to book it up here. 2 turns. This guy's march dancing, so he'll be here, then probably here. It'll be a race. It'll definitely be a race where we'll have to see the winner next time, so stay tuned for it. Let's all hope that we can vassalize the Decadent Coast, but who knows, we'll have to find out. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.